Yeah, Jamal Vendetta, we're going in. How you feeling, Ray? Ready on this one? Woo! Yeah, Jamal Vendettas, Bobby Brown, broken Berettas, full moon caps, kill for cheddar.
G stacking in the rat house, goons got the gats out, relax pal, keep your walk straight and your hat down.
New era caps now, nigga watch your back now, paralyzed from the waist down, and we know how.
Many casualties of war, it's a sad affair.
Yo, so it's your boy SKANDOUZ, the hip hop original, and we're here. Head to Head season 5. This is episode number 2. And I'm joined by a legend, an absolute elite level MC. His work precedes him, man. Definitely an artist, as I said to him just before we went live, you know, someone that was on my list this season, someone that I really wanted to sit down and have a deep conversation with. And I'm really, really excited to have this opportunity. So without further ado, the one and only Ray Vendetta. How you doing, my brother?
Blessings, my brother.
Respect, King.
Love the intro, man. Love the intro.
Yeah, man, you've got an illustrious career, brother. I mean, before we went live, you said, totaling at around 48 projects.
Yeah, in counting, that's total. I don't want people to think, oh, that's solo.
Yeah.
48. They might think I'm gassing it. It's like my solo stuff, duo stuff, group stuff. I'm in like 3 groups, like officially, and then compilation and mixtape stuff, which I don't count as albums and EPs, but they're still bodies.
Yeah, still projects, man.
So yeah, adding all of them together, yeah, it's that number.
That's incredible, man.
Thank you.
So the first question we always ask with the Head to Head series, man, Ray Vendetta, how did you find your way into music, man? Where did it start for you?
Oh gosh, man, the womb. Yeah, music for me started in the womb, man. Those memories that we don't have, but we have. But if we're gonna talk about the genesis point, growing up, music playing around me, my uncles, one of which Paul IB for Jungle Pioneer in the scene, here in the early jungle, coming together in formulation. My uncle Rubenair, reggae DJ, used to play out sound system thing, big bass, big. My dad, avid soul music collector. My mum, eclectic, listen to rock, psychedelic funk, jazz, pop, reggae, rare groove, lovers rock. There's nothing my mum didn't like. She was just a music woman.
Yeah.
So between all of that was what I was growing up with. It was just like a gumbo of everything. Obviously predominantly black music of black culture and art form, but everything else too. I knew pop music, man. I knew Spanday Ballet, man. I knew Nirvana. So my mum used to play stuff that she liked that was out of the genres that you'd expect.
Yeah.
In a black household in the 80s into 90s, wherever,
Yeah.
from my age. But yeah, I heard everything.
Right,
So when I realised that I was feeling it was school.
yeah.
You're around peers, but big school, as the elders call it, big school, secondary school, big school.
Yeah.
When we're around big school now, everyone's bringing in their Walkmans, got their tapes, what you playing, you start to realise, innit, if what you like is dope, is it the hot shit, is it wax, feeling it.
Yeah.
Circles of friends, K0, big up K0, New Guys General, show me all kinds of hip hop.
Yeah.
It's like advanced hip hop to me. If hip hop was education, this was like a advanced pie, mathematics. Right. It was just like I was on that basic maths, and he just started showing me advanced pie hip hop wise, and big up Venom Spitter. I just started getting exposed to a lot of hip hop shit. That was just, and at that time I was like already leaning into that with the commercial stuff.
Okay.
Listening to the hits that was in the charts, whatever, and hear your raps when it comes on and radio.
Right.
Getting in there slowly.
Yeah. So what would you say is like the first hip hop song like that really caught your ear when you was growing up?
First hip hop tunes, mate. I have to go to the West Coast. Because when I really heard that shit, it was West Coast, man. I got a brethren, big up Matty, Mateus Love. Gave me a compilation tape. It's just a cassette. It had no cover or nothing.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to have the tunes written on the tape.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at it and I could see like DOC and Snoop and Giant. I don't know who these artists were at the time.
Yeah.
He said, take this home, listen to it. He goes to my stepbrother's tape. He goes, oh, got it, man. Just listen to it. Bring it back. Them kind of runnings, yeah. I thought, right, this is like some gold dust I'm holding now. Okay, take it home, put it in my cassette player. And that was it.
Yeah.
I started hearing West Coast, a lot of profanity, dope beats. I was like, wow, I've heard nothing like this, like ever before. Even mum and dad weren't playing things like this.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the content of being a lyrical.
Yeah.
So it's just like my first, and after that, I was just like, yeah, I need in on this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need in on this.
So when at what point did you first like put pen to pad, or I guess with a lot of us it started from reciting lyrics before we got into writing our own.
Like, continuing from what I was just saying, the writing part would have come just after, because after this part, I just started like researching. Who's this artist? Who's that artist? What's this sound? K Zorro's giving me albums. We're trading albums back and forth. His big brother Venom Spirit is giving me all kinds of Woo stuff, Mob Deep stuff, East Coast 90 stuff, West Coast stuff. I'm delving into the South with the No Limit, the Cash Moneys, all of that, but the 90s stuff. I knew those artists from a long time before the South got the recognition, you know.
Yeah.
I was listening to those artists, so I started digging into everything. But I was predominantly finding myself imitating that East Coast shit.
Okay.
That Nas, Jay-Z,
Right,
New
right.
type. So when I started writing the bars, it was just imitations of that.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay.
It's like, I look at the old, sorry to cut you, I look at the old lyrics books and the bars are going through the margin, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's no commas or nothing, where to stop, where to go to the next
Yeah.
bar. Let's laugh at those. Ones
Yeah.
are fine, innit?
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, me just,
Yeah.
I want to do this, but I'm copying.
Right,
I love
right.
to do.
So what was it like when you first heard the UK hip hop, man? Do you remember that?
All right, yeah, I was talking about this just yesterday with a friend of mine, funny enough, so it's fresh in my mind. It was like at this point of me writing and starting to try and formulate some kind of style. We're freestyling in school, bringing tapes in, someone's got the little speaker at the time, to plug in the orgs,
Yeah.
we're just rapping. Most of us, American accents, what we like at the time, just straight imitation.
Right.
But it's like, oh, everyone's going around in a circle and people are gathering around in the playground, lunchroom to listen to it because it's just something different. And K Zorro came to me and this is like, I've got these few albums and it's just like, yeah, UK stuff. And that was unheard of to me at the time. Like, UK?
Yeah.
UK, we got a rap scene. Like, yeah. He shows me Universal Soldiers. He shows me Fire Life Cypher.
Yeah.
He shows me Rodney P. Shows me Carl Hans I'd already heard. Yeah, because he done a Don Grammar thing. When he started hearing things. And I was blown away. Universal Soldiers the most.
Yeah.
Because they lived in our ends. The borough we lived in, Edmonton, Tottenham, connected areas, they were from there. When I popped in their tape and I heard it, I had to rethink everything. I had to refigure it. I looked at my lyrics in my book after that, days after, reading through my stuff, it just didn't sound the same and I didn't want to rap like that.
Yeah.
So I was going back to that Universal and going back to those UK things. I was like, God, those guys rapping like me, like,
Yeah.
talking about the ends and being in Edmonton Green and the Yardies and it's like, we weren't trying to rap like that, we were just imitating.
Right.
Maybe I wasn't doing it the right way, man, but
Yeah.
maybe I didn't have the guidance at that point, but
Yeah.
from that point,
Yeah.
in UK hip hop, my whole shit changed.
Damn.
That's including how projecting my shit, how my voice sounded, how I approach song play, everything
Yeah.
changed.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It made me know that there's other man doing this like this, and this is the level.
Yeah.
If you're doing the thing now,
Okay.
not what we're doing.
Yeah.
We thought it was. We were just young, innit, wet behind the ears and all whatever.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and then that was it.
No, I hear that, man. So what was the origin of the name Ray Vendetta? And was it the first name you came up with?
Nah, it's not, you know. The first rapping name I had when we weren't really taking it serious, the man used to call me like Rapping Ray, this straight career was rapping all the time.
Yeah.
This and that beat, son, yeah, start rapping. This, that, you start talking about music, yeah, start rapping. So Ray was just rapping Ray. And then it kind of turned to Vendetta on its own.
Right.
And this is me being in school, year 10, circa year 10, 11. We're doing like projects and you have to research a subject and present it to the class, you know. So, you know that public speaking type shit when you used to do in school, make you confident in front of a crowd and
Yeah.
research on. And I done it on a mafia, innit?
Okay.
Watching a lot of mob movies at the time, just me being me, like films and screenplays and whatever. So I'm watching Tarantino, Francis Coppola, and all those gangster movies and for Vendetta, I kept hearing that term, so I ain't got a name yet properly. Rapping around, I don't like that shit. You know, it's not a proper name.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vendetta. I started telling the guys doing tags of it, because I used to do little graph thing, and I'm not gonna say I'm a grapher, because there's proper graph guys I know, like Theme and certain others, big up Theme. But I used to graph up a lot of shit with my pens and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, deface public property, all of that shit.
Yeah.
All that. So I started graphing the Vendetta just to get used to how it looked and sounded.
Yeah.
And then I told the guys, yeah, I'm Vendetta. One time I was with Bad Company, big up Bad Company, New Gods. Long time friend of mine as well from where Ye had.
Okay.
We were like discussing hip hop one time. We were talking names. I don't know who's got the illest name in hip hop and this and that. And then he went, oh, you see the thing with your name? He goes, Ray, that's Vendetta. He goes, He goes, that's a mafia thing, innit? It's like vengeance, like get back and retaliation. Like, yeah. But I flip it, it's got like multiple meanings. And he's just like, yeah, maybe just like put your real name on the front, like Ray. Then it would sound like one of them proper like mob names. He goes, it sound like a proper like Johnny 2 times.
Yeah.
Ray Vendetta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Benny the Butcher. Yeah. Now, Benny's name's a proper mob name. Benny's a butcher. You know what I mean? So it's just connected. And I went home thinking about that, I put the Ray on front. That was that.
Yeah.
Bad company origin, the name Ray Vendetta. That's what it is.
Wicked. That's big, man. So talk me through the first time that you got to record something serious that you was proud of.
First time I recorded something serious that I was proud of was Legion of the North. Going back to Legion of the North now, it was Venom Spitter, New Guards, K-Zoro, New Guards, Bad Company, New Guards, myself, Crickster Far loosely connected, Mandarin, who raps, still raps, but doesn't have a social media presence, and a few others that are loosely affiliated, and we were making demos.
Right.
We started as a freestyle kind of collective that used to freestyle once or twice a week, put on whatever the hot instrumentals was our favourite beats, and just cypher, make a tape, TDK, sometimes 2, and just run through it. So we kind of started calling ourselves Legion of the North. And from this we had another friend, Great New Guards, you know, not a rapper, but a producer, videographer, you know, a visionary of sorts, because he said at this time, we need a hub.
Right.
We're doing all this at his house, maybe his house one day, his house. My father's house is big, there's a spare room. I'm going to ask him if I can make a studio on there.
Okay.
He asked his father green lighted that.
Yeah.
I proceeded to help him build a studio. Great, myself and a friend of his family, we built a studio in the basement of his father's house, and everything started there. Everybody come round, the freestyle thing, yeah, we can still do that, but that's kind of dead now, and we just start making songs, we're a group.
Yeah.
And then that became the...
Okay.
And I recorded songs at that point that probably were my first proudest achievements. I was in college at the time already, but I wasn't recording anything in college that I was happy with like that.
Yeah.
So this is an assignment, you have to do this and that, so you couldn't make the shit you wanted.
Right,
Outside with my people them now,
yeah,
making some shit that I thought was like Wu-Tang type shit.
Okay.
At the time.
Right. So you know it was like Wu-Tang of the North, basically.
Yeah, so what we thought we was, man, literally, because Venom Spitter was one of the leaders and he was an avid Wu-Tang fan.
Yeah.
When I mean like the core 9 members and the extended family, the whole shit.
Yeah.
Going into Killer Army, Sons of Man, GP Wu,
Yeah.
all the rest, man. The Wu Chronicle projects, all of them, the Sting, the Swarm,
Yeah.
everything we put out,
Yeah.
they touch it, he had it.
Wicked.
So that it was just like, yeah, we knew that was our shit.
Yeah. So when did it get to the point where you felt like you needed that solo Ray Vendetta project?
Solo, I think it was when the demos we were doing with Legion of the North, you know, it wasn't at the point, there wasn't no direction for it. We were just like making music. And outside of that, I knew other musical friends. One being Vague the Torchbearer, big up Vague the Torchbearer. He lived in my area and he was already making music with the artist you would know as Jesus.I. That's in Verses with No Other Is, that formerly known as Tech D. Big up my brothers them. And Vague knew these guys. He also knew that I was doing some kind of music shit.
Right.
It wasn't connected to what I was just talking about with the Legions. And he'd go to me, Ray, what are you doing with this music stuff? I know some guys, you know, they're musical guys. And I was like, okay. He's like, finally, he was just like, I'm going to take you to one of these guys. I just want you to meet these guys. They're musical like you. They're doing the thing. I got to meet I and Jesus around these times, and that kind of just opened another door to me doing solo stuff. Because once they heard me rap, they were like, can I get a verse for this? Can I get a verse for that? And I'm like, I'm in a clique kind of. I'm still trying to like hug the clique thing. It's like, I can't really do no work outside the clique.
Yeah.
Then I thought, no, let me just spread my wings a bit.
Right.
So I started giving .I verses, I started giving Tech verses, I meet Bad Effects, big up Bad Effects, others, and the solo thing just started going.
Yeah.
At this time I'm making a solo project for my brethren Dirty Drama, big up Dirty Drama, and I'm producing the whole thing. He asked me to rap on it. So I'm just like, okay, but gradually I didn't want to rap, I just wanted to produce it because I'm making a lot of beats at this time, heavy. But I ended up rapping and that kind of started the whole thing. I'd made mixtapes before that I was just giving that hand to hand, but it wasn't anything I really wanted anyone out my real circle to see.
Yeah.
So I can admit I wasn't totally confident about my shit then. But to my people, I'll get to them all day, listen to that when you know I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been the first time that it started to become solo because Zeus was sitting with me like, I need to do a whole body of work with you.
Yeah.
It's like, done that. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Here's these beats, boom, boom, boom.
Mm.
You know, I've already making mixtapes and that, so I know how to formulate stuff and put it together. But yeah, making bodies of work, Zeus, Origin, that, and Dirty Drama, because those are the first like
Right.
2 solo step outs.
Right. So one of the things you're most known for is basically your work ethic, your work rate. So at what point would you say that you began to get really prolific when it came to making music?
I think I've always been prolific with making music. I can't lie. Because going back to those Legion of the North days, it was intense. Even when we were making demos, Legion of the North was more of Bad Company's brainchild. So he'd be the one that was making the beats because he had an MPC before anybody. Kzo was already going to college learning the science, as was I. But Bad Company and Great had the technology.
Right.
Yeah, that they didn't leave in college and have to go home and come back, that they had in the yard.
Yeah,
in the yard every day, banging it. We're going to the house, smoking, drinking, reasoning, doing whatever what, and they're just making it. It made me want an MP. So they were like the first guys that was like doing that like that.
Yeah.
So it made me come back because I went off on a tangent. The question?
Yeah, the question was like, at what point did you realize that, you know what, the work ethic was really high?
Okay, yeah. So from this point, yeah, I start making projects.
Okay.
From the Bad Dirty Drama one to the Zeus one, and I just wanted to continue making them. But before that, from the demo time, there was a lot of pressure on us. Go home. We got those 3 beats that got made tonight. It's Tuesday. First day we're coming back. You need those 3 there.
Yeah.
So we started drilling ourselves like that. You come back. You got the 3 there tonight. Yeah, ready. You got an hour to do that. I'll go in and I'll do that in an hour. And we started just like training ourselves in that way. Okay. And Bad Company was really, really tough on us, man.
Yeah.
Because he was writing a lot, man. He was a prolific writer at this point. So it was just like, if the guys are not my speed, they're not the speed.
Whew.
Being that we're young, he didn't understand that, you know, you have to be reasonable and compromise with a man. And everyone ain't the same speed. And but him being that way around us just made me like that. You have to constantly write and be ready and ready and ready. So it made me be able to write on the spot, sporadically, be in any studio session, beats playing, yeah, I'm ready, man. I'll start penning that. So I need to take it away. I take it home. I write for a few days, man. I get that to you now. I don't need none of that. And that was from teenage years. So the prolific outputting, once I started putting shit out, was easy.
Right.
Because it was constantly work. No slowdown.
That's amazing, man.
Deadlines, setting yourself deadlines. Like, man, much people don't do this. Set your own self deadlines. Why would you set yourself a deadline? You could just like not make it if you want to.
Yeah.
This is the whole point, is to see if you can make that deadline, man. Give yourself that.
That's amazing, man.
Test yourself, man.
So as well as the rapping and the production skills, you're also known for the artwork as well, man.
Yeah, man.
You're an animator.
I wouldn't say anime, I say illustrator.
Illustrator.
Yeah, I'm an illustrator.
Right, you do a lot of your own artwork.
There's a few here in front of us.
So man, so talk us through some of the art that you've done over the years as well.
This was Flair Ultra for the last project I'd done before, the one that's just come out with Palmer Eldritch. Big up Palmer Eldritch. This had like a Marvel theme. X-Men had just put back out their animation on Disney, and it's called X-Men 97.
Okay.
This was a set of cards they did, so I done cards with it.
Oh wow.
It's called Flair Ultra. So I took the proper theme of what Marvel did back in 96 when I was a little boy, and they put out Flair Ultra. And I just gave it the whole like comic kind of look. Yeah, I remember an ode to Marvel.
I remember I used to collect them cards as well, and you used to get the see-through cards and you get the little
the metallic ones.
Metallic ones,
SKANDOUZ, you know, man, spot me for that.
Yeah, man.
Like, we were crazy about that in school. Guys were fighting over that in school, man. It was like scuffs and all kind of madness over that. Coming with piles of elastic. So that was an ode to that. And I try and keep the art side of what I do incorporated with my music, because I believe they're all like art forms that can like intertwine, and they always have, man.
Right. But rather than just like pieces of art, you've taken it a step further, and you've done like comic books and graphic novels, man. So I mean, obviously taking it to a next level, was there also like, I guess, you know, a vision of being like a illustrator as well?
Of course. That's one of the first things I wanted to be as a kid. You know, when you ask a kid what they want to be, and they're never too sure. Some are certain what they want to be from young. I couldn't say all are unsure. But when I was asked, what do you want to be, say at 8, 9 years old, the only 2 things I'd ever say was like a comic illustrator / animator, whatever, or a footballer. And that's most little boys. Is
Yeah.
sporting, athletic kids that like football. Most of them are gonna say, "Yeah, I want to be a footballer, some kind of athlete."
Right.
First thing you aspire to, the first ideals you have are like sports stars, athletes, actors, whatever. So that was the cliche one. But when I used to say comic illustrator / animator, people they'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do." I was watching anime movies at 8 years old. Like, I knew what it was, man. It was just like, yeah, this is some stuff.
So you was a comic book collector as well?
Yeah, from young, I collected Marvel, X-Men, Spider-Man, Avengers, few DC titles.
Yeah.
I remember the death of Superman. Yeah, I can recite a lot of sagas that can go anywhere from like 1991 to about 99. I'm good with all sagas, Marvel, DC. I could probably cite them and tell you anything that happened then.
That's wild,
So I'm
man.
buying the comics at a crazy rate.
Whoa, that's crazy, man. So you was all up in, what was that comic book shop that was in Tottenham Hill?
Krypton Comics.
Krypton Comics.
They
Oh my.
moved to Walthamstow. That's how much I know people. We
It
love
was next to
Krypton.
Tesco's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to go in there.
Yeah, everybody
My
went in there. It was
my
across the
uncle
road
took
from
me.
my college. I used to go in there. It was like religion going in there.
Yeah.
Unless I went down into the West End and went to like, what's the one with the rocket? Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet, yeah.
But then Krypton moved to Black Horse Road. It's still there. You come up to Black Horse, you take that little left,
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
sit on the corner. Old guy runs it.
Yeah.
Salutes
Near-
him. I
near
don't
the
even
pe-
know
near
his
the
name,
petrol-
man.
Near the petrol station.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name, but I went in there one time and I go, "Do you recognize me?" Because I remember him from young. He's just looking at me like that, thinking I'll come in to do a move in his shop or something. But I just start looking at stuff, ask him about titles. This is when he knows I'm a comic guy. I make him comfortable. I say, "Yeah, do you know about that Batman saga, Hush and all that Joker?" And he's like, oh, like that.
Yeah.
And when he comes show me stuff, I go, "Do you remember me?" He's like, "Nah." And I'm just like, I used to come like as a teenager into your shop like almost twice a week, always on a Friday, get 1 or 2 bits. Yeah. Then when I was in college, I started getting graphic novels a few. I was getting a bit more older, mature in the mind frame, moved up to the graphic novels. And he's like, "No, you guys have seen so many kids over the years, mate."
Yeah.
And I says, "Say, alright."
Wow.
But yeah, those are my spots to go and get comics back in the days. K Zorro knows and others, we used to go on the little trips.
So we spoke about obviously your inspiration as an MC, man, but I'd be interested to know about who your inspiration as an illustrator.
Illustrator, I think the illest comic illustrator all time. I put this on record, Jim Lee.
Ooh.
Jim Lee done X-Men. Jim Lee even moved to Image Comics when they were new, done some stuff there. And now Jim Lee, I think he's one of the head execs of DC Comics.
Okay.
And that's like the comic to the movie, the visual department of them in total. And started off from just like a art worker for the Marvel X-Men franchise and just blew up from there.
Right.
I think he's the greatest. And behind him, Adam and Andy Kubert, Joe Madeira. There's so many names now, just to think of all of them, but those I just cited off those 4.
Yeah.
I think that they inspired my style, even how I draw. When Madeira was doing Uncanny X-Men in like 97,
Yeah.
the way he was drawing, it looked anime and everything was just
Yeah.
big and bold and it was like double spreads in the pages. I started drawing like him. Like literally like trying to like copy my whole style of what he was doing.
Yeah.
So Madeira, salutes. I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I put comments like I put them fanboy comments on your stuff when you put something like, "Yeah, I bought that," and I tried to copy that whole cover. And you probably just ignore it and shit, but yeah, Joe Madeira, you're the guy.
Is he still doing his thing?
Yeah, for
Oh,
computer
wow.
games and everything now. Those guys stepped up because of their artwork.
Okay.
When the comic thing slowed down, the movies, screenplay people, game people start getting at them for work.
Okay.
So they just stay relevant. Look at what's his name that created the Deadpool? Was it Rob Liefeld?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see him,
Yeah.
his fortress where he does his stuff, it's like a giant, like grown, like grown man child cave.
Yeah.
He's got big, massive Deadpools. This got sent to me. That got sent to me. I'm working on that. I did
Yeah.
this back then. These are the original artworks I done for Marvel. They didn't pick these characters.
Yeah.
He's just like reminiscing and just rejoicing.
Wow.
That he's still relevant as a 60-odd-year-old man.
That's
We
amazing.
lost the guy who done Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
heard.
brother.
The main guy.
main
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Anime brother.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z big. It was just, I'd say, after me.
Yeah.
But because it was anime related and the way it was,
Yeah.
I tuned fully into it.
Yeah,
My brother
yeah.
was fully tuned into it. Certain friends that are a few years younger than me were tuned, so I tuned in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's big, man. That's big. So let's break into some of your collaborators, because you're a big collaborator, man.
Yeah, I love to
you know,
collaborate, man.
obviously you're known for. We talked about the North. Tell me a little bit about Triple Darkness and the origins of New Gods.
Triple Darkness, I came into just after doing work with Jesus and .I. You know, when I said earlier in the interview that Vague brought me around certain other MCs when I started to go into the solo direction. And Triple Darkness kind of stemmed out of this, because I think that at the same time I was working with Jesus .I, he was working with M9. He started working with M9, already working with Just, Cashmere, a couple others. So he was telling me, I'm working with these guys, and I said, okay, these are the guys that I listen to, and you know, check for their music. And then I think that Cyrus Malachi and M9 caught wind to my music through a video that Endemic, who my most recent album's produced by, funny enough.
Right.
Endemic and M9 and Cyrus had heard one of me and Tesla's videos. We just put up a runaway video shot by Grape of New Guards. Big up. And it was out there, we called it Beautiful Horror.
Right.
And it was a simple video. We shot it in the kitchen. We didn't have much but a camera. I had a laser pen, so we turned the light off and shone the laser around. And from us filming, it looked like almost like we were hiding in a room, and it's like, you know, the SWAT police are trying to get us.
Yeah, yeah.
And they saw that first. And Endemic put a comment on the video at the time on YouTube, and it barely had any views. Really like this. Can you contact No Cure Records, whatever? Tesla sees it. He gets at me. And he's like, "There's a message on our videos just saying, can you get at this?" It's probably rubbish, man. Trolls, whatever.
Yeah.
Trolls didn't exist then, but yeah, probably rubbish on someone. He said, "Should I get it?" I goes, "Yeah, just do it for the joke, man. Just do it anyway and say, yeah, this is Ray Vendetta, and speak on my behalf." And he did that, and it was Endemic.
Yeah.
So I've heard your music. Want to work with you guys? Currently working with M9, Cyrus Malachi. Cyrus Malachi and M9 already working with .I, so all these dots just start connecting.
Right.
I got summons. Then basically myself, followed by Tesla, followed by Rings of Saturn and Bad Company, got inducted into the new formation of Triple Darkness at that time. They were expanding, you know. Iron Braze came into that formulation there. Phoenix Dies Fire, aka Solar Black, came into the formation there. Black Prophet came in. Blasphemy came in. But these were guys, the last three I mentioned, were already working close knit. Phoenix Dies Fire is on the first album, so you know he was already connected to Triple Darkness, as was Blasphemy. You know, Orphans of Kush being involved heavily, so it was just like we got added to, you know, their close knit affiliates, and it made the super group. They made TD at Wu Size.
Jeez.
If I say it, Wu Size.
Man, so it's like you were members of multiple Avengers, basically.
Yeah, multiple super.
That's what.
Super,
so what's the current state of Triple Darkness?
The current state of Triple Darkness, I couldn't answer that question for you. It would have to more say be M9 or Cyrus Malachi, out of respect. Even the Sheeran, Crown Nectar. It would have to be one of those three out of respect. But the last album we put out, we're proud of it. You know, we think it's a statement album. Me talking personally, I feel it went over a lot of people's heads.
Right.
But you know, people come back to music and they know what great shit is. When you put Anathema on and you spin that and you feel a certain way after, you're blown away, and then you put on Darker Than Black and your head blows like 3 more times, like you've got 4 brains, and then you put on, you know, Koriyama, you're gonna know that this is like a flawless trilogy of albums in not only UK music hip hop history, but just music history. Like 3 albums from a group, if you wanna talk like flawlessly put. Content, beats, lyrically, sonically, you can give that.
Wow.
I think they will stand the test of time, whether we make another one or we don't, but that depends on the 3 core members.
Okay, man, that's amazing.
I say with Triple Darkness, I've told Cyrus this and 9 this all the time, you know, you put the back sign in the sky.
Yeah.
And I went back, used to see it, just go to the roof, innit?
Yeah.
So that's it with me, no matter what I'm doing.
Okay.
And they inducted me into the team.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not slowing down my output. I'm in 2 other cliques already. I do this and that. And I'm willing to be down. I'm a fan of you guys shit already. I bought your album, as they knew already. I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
It's not too much work for me already doing this, but I can add it. And they were like, fine.
Okay.
And that's how I stepped into the fold.
Wow.
I can speak for myself personally. Tesla came just behind me, probably off the same kind of premises as well.
Yeah.
As did Rings and Bad Company, because we're all circle.
Okay.
From Legion of the North.
Wow. Look at that. So let's talk about your other crew, the New Guards.
Oh, the Guards.
The Guards. So is the Guardians like the evolution of the North crew, or is it?
Yeah. You could say that New Guards is like, it's like the final formation of what Legion of the North originally started, because we were Legion of the North first, and then we changed to Hazard County, and then we kind of just dispersed, but everyone was kind of just working with each other still.
Right.
So when we did create New Guards, rest in peace to Seventh Dan, the incredible Seventh Dan, one of the greatest beat makers of all time. That night it was Seventh Dan, Christopher, K-Zoro, Calvert, Flowtex and myself. But they had gone to a concert, a Pharoah Monch concert that night. You might have been there yourself.
Probably.
Yeah, that same night. And the New Guards was created that night. I didn't go to that concert, but I was meaning to link the boys after, so we all linked at K-Zoro's house at the time. And we were there drinking and smoking, and then, you know, we just came out with this thing like, you know how long we've all been doing this, connected and da-da-da-da. And the guys on a vibe from the Pharoah concert on a buzz. They're just like, yeah, let's make it, let's connect all our contacts, all our links, come full circle, make music together, and bring in everyone. It doesn't have to be obligation to you, you're on a team and must do this, but it's just keep it this circle and call it the New Guards, because we hold the torch for that, carrying on that thing there, innit?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, actually, I think I remember, like, shortly after that concert, you guys did a radio interview on Fuba with Pharoah Monch.
Yes.
And we was there as well.
We were there. That's what I'm saying. That's why you're probably at that show. Like, the formation of the Guards, you were probably there on the origin night. Yeah. Like, literally. That's what it was, that night.
That's amazing, man. Now, so how many albums have we got with New Guards at the moment? Because something came out a lot. Oh, yeah?
That's the one. Tribe came out. Probably about a year old now, tried to be over a year. Came out, we done 4 videos, I think it might be 4 I think. Yeah. And just put that out there. Music, because people have always known us as like a collective, that all solo artists, musicians, videographers, whatnot, that do shows. Annually, we got a big show, we got artists, we're the headliners, but we wanted to expand beyond that. Show you that as a collective group of artists, we can give you a body of work. So that's what we did.
That's incredible.
With no boundaries to it. Yeah, it's rooted in hip hop, because that's what we all love first and foremost, but there's no boundaries to where we took the sound. There's house, there's trap, there's drill, there's boom bap, a bit of like, you know, bashment, Afrobeat sounding type of shit. We had everything, man. That's a vibe in it.
That's amazing, man. So what point did you decide to like want to branch out and start your own record label?
Branching out, start my record label was, it was inspired by being let down a lot of times in the scene. I've been putting out actively, digitally, music in the scene from about 2010/11 and doing it off my own back at the time with no label, just as an artist. And then being connected to all these groups and not really wanting to disrespect the set by trying to like do anything that's like my own when I'm connected to teams, because I believe in like no I and team, man. It's a group effort all the time. So I never disrespected any team I was in with like trying to just like make my shit the bigger thing. Yeah. But after a while of just like being in the scene, broken promises, guys saying they're gonna do this, and they could do that, and press this vinyl for you, or get you this tour and this show, and it's just all not materializing. And I sat there with a few others, names I won't mention, they know who they are, and just started reasoning on things and just like being unsatisfied in how I'm putting things out, and I don't want anyone to have control. Then I sat with my uncle, big up Paul, Ibiza, and he was a man that had labels for a long time in the 90s, putting out vinyl, white labels, all that, then making his own labels and doing raves, and I was just like, Uncle's been doing this for years. I know it's not hip hop, dance music being jungle, drum and bass, whatever, but I can formulate this in maybe what I do in a certain kind of way. At this point now, the Fly Hooligan is formulating Gourmet Deluxe, so I sit with him. I sit with Tesla, who's considering doing Dark Fleet, and we're all on the same kind of wavelength. But you know, Hooligan went with it first. He was already doing it. Big up the Fly Hooligan once again, brother Hooligan. And Tesla followed suit, and they were just doing things in a way. By the time I come to formulate the labels, that I need to do it like this. With what I know from my uncle and certain other people around me, and my people's doing this, I need full control. And my uncle always told me that, man, have full control of what you do. In a certain way, that means you have direction, you have creative control. It's never being dictated to you. So try and own what you do in any kind of way. If you copyright it or you label it, or so that's uncle's doing as well. Yeah, so I just took.
So let me ask you real quick. You mentioned Image Comics, and then I'm looking at the logo for Prestige.
Yeah, similar.
Is that inspired by that?
Maybe it is subconsciously. I wouldn't say when I went to do it was, but now you say that, maybe it subconsciously was. But it's also inspired by a comic logo that K Zoro's older cousin, Mindfuls, big up Mindfuls. He had a brainchild when we were young. and used to draw comics, great artists, and used to have a little corner square, and it was a yin yang,
Yeah.
and art cut into a yin yang with a circle in the middle. It used to be Robertson Comics.
Okay.
So when me and K Zoro were making our formative comics in school, which we used to do, that's a whole nother story in itself. I got suspended from school for that shit. When we were doing that shit,
Right.
I remembered Mind Force's little sign. It was the art.
Yeah.
So when I done the prestigious thing, that was in my mind when I done that. I can't lie, just having it in the top corner like a comic, it's always in the top left.
Yeah.
So I thought prestigious needs to look like a comic thing. Dark Horse, Marvel, DC, needs to stand out wherever you see it on. So I used the king chess pieces and we all kings in it, in this thing.
Yeah.
And then the vinyl representing the music.
Okay.
And it shapes a P.
Right. For
So,
prestige. Yeah.
And that was basically that. I didn't do no overthinking in that. Prestigious, it's just like like when you see purple cloth.
Yeah.
This comes in a purple satin bag.
Yeah.
Prestigious is purple, it's royalty. You feel me?
Colour of royalty.
Yeah, it's colour of royalty. So that was all on my mind and that shit. Cause we all regal, man.
Yeah.
My brothers and my sisters, man. We all kings and queens, man. Regal.
Right.
That's it.
So just to reiterate for somebody that might be new to Ray Vendetta, you know, I want you to like recommend some projects from your discography that, you know, that the listeners should check out. That essential Ray Vendetta
Alright,
catalogue.
If someone just said my name and told you to go and check for it, solo wise, I tell you get 7 Swords of Light EP, which is really hard to find, but just naming the albums. Produced by Seventh Daniel, it's my first Triple Darkness project. So it's like a baby to me in a way, man. I cradled it. Sins of the Sun with Gallo Point, big up Gallo Point, that's an LP featuring a lot of my super friend rappers on there. I cradled that one too because it was just like the breakthrough project on my label when I was just trying to come out there solo, own your own shit, own your rights to it. That's a solo. And I'd say the third one, Calculated Vendettas, big up Calvert, who produced all of it because it was my first like LP. Me reaching for artists that maybe I wouldn't want to ask them a couple years prior to that point for a verse, and we just trying to get into the scene. Yo, this is me, Ray Vendetta.
Yeah.
That was that album. So those 3 for solo. Both TD albums, I'm on Triple Darkness, incredible albums. You know, even blow my mind when I listen to them because I listen to my brothers that's just spitting their asses off and it's just the levels are supreme. So, you know, when I go back to that, I listen to those albums like a fan and I'm on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it makes sense. Those albums, going into like duo things, this thing of ours, me and Tesla, we got an incredible album coming.
Yeah.
I hope you guys appreciate and you embrace the open arms because we took 7 years to bring you this album.
Wow.
2017 was our last one, the one I'm talking about now, this thing of ours. That's one of my favourite albums, duo-wise. A project that's in a Daddy Long Love series that I've got. That's my alter ego. It's like an alias. You know, like MF Doom, certain other rappers, RZA, Bobby Digital, they had the aliases, you know, to that. Long Love. Not this project itself, this is the second one. I love this one, but big up Rings of Saturn, he produced all of this. He didn't want people to know that, but I'm exposing that now. Yeah, the third part to that I done with K Zoro was called The Regulator's Handbook. That's another one I say to go for. It was a really concentrated dose of music. I let K Zoro take control of it. He's like a master orchestrator, so he put that together in a way that I would have made the album, but the extra bits and just the thought behind it, Teacher Zoro, you know, he made it a different kind of animal. So
Right.
I clutched that one tight too. We talk about it a lot. There's a lot of experiences and things that we just put into our gumbo to make that.
Yeah.
So I'd say that as well. And then just check the mixtapes. I'm
Yeah.
versatile. I've got mixtapes where I just have fun and just spar up the bars. Alchemist mixtape.
But so when we're talking about the young Jenners that might be watching this right now, man, that only know about Spotify.
Yeah.
Or are some of these projects on Spotify?
Yes, they are. There's a handful on Spotify. I think I got about 7 or 8 projects across Spotify as it stands, maybe 8. But then the rest you're gonna have to go to Bandcamp
Yeah.
and just go into prestigious recordings. Some will be in digital form, others are gonna be hard copy because I'm from the old school, you know, generation where we went to those stores, man. We asked for that album, they ordered it for us. We waited 2 weeks. We went, you know, CDs, liner notes, who produced it, what's the sample, putting the CD on. I need to keep it like that because I come from that.
Yeah.
I'm from that cloth.
And tell the young is what some of us used to do up in Oxford Street and Carnaby Street and Regent Street and
Well,
Bond Street.
well,
Like, I know I used to be out there shredding CDs. Boy.
shirting CDs outside the front
With Mike
you know,
GLC
yeah,
and
you
all
got
them man there.
GLC, big up GLC. I think he is like the blueprint of what that era was. Because he said it in a lyric as well. What he shouted out of the booth of his car and on street sides and whatever. And Mike GLC like paved the way for that. Cyrus Malachi knows him quite close as well. I know that he told me that when I brought up Mike and said Mike's from Norfolk. Was situated in North around the times I was coming up, and I know he's prolific in selling the mixtapes and that era there. It's like, yeah, man, we come from that era, youngers, where we had to go out. If you didn't have the confidence and you really wanted people to hear your stuff, you had to go and show it to them.
Yeah.
Show it to them, show it to them.
For
You know,
real.
harass DJs, harass friends that you knew that could give it to that person. It wasn't just to like upload that in it. You know, so you got the advantage on that one, you know, younger duns, man. But
Yeah.
we went through the pain of that, man, and it
Yeah.
wasn't a pain because it was a beautiful pain. It was a struggle that, you know, made us how we are now, still relevant and coming with this thing now and adapting to how you lot do the science. So yeah, that's what we come from, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, proper shit.
That's amazing, man. So that's some serious
I have to give
recommendations.
hard copies. Yeah, I have to give hard copies. You can take any one of these you want right now, and you leave. They're just here for the lab, but I
Yeah.
have to do that. I call that tangible product as well.
Yeah.
You know, you collect books, you got a bookshelf, you know.
Oh, bro, we have
Collect
to bust out the Sharpie, man, because you got
Film.
to put a signature
Yeah,
on that
any
for us,
one of
man,
them
as
you
well.
want, man, take.
Wicked. Right, so you've given us the recommendations. Before we get into the new stuff, man, I want you to touch on the experience of performing live. You know, for you, and not just in London, but I know you're a man that's travelled
yeah,
as well.
Been abroad to do the stuff.
So what's it like when meeting your fans in other countries and cities?
Other countries and other cities, it's just the experience is always different. I go to other countries and cities with this open mind as like a tourist. I want to know about your culture. I want to know about your landmarks. I want to know about what your spots are, where to go. And I always go there like that. So I'm always humble, like massively humble when I go to foreign countries. Like I humble myself down to a level and I just see how people taking it in. Because most of the times it's a second language. They don't know the language at all. And it's just like how they embrace it. Music is definitely universal because if you don't know the language but you're still feeling it, your soul's feeling it, the vibe's on you, it's a thing. I found that out going to Spain. I found that out when I was in Jamaica playing that, the Yardman's my music and that. And they're not accustomed to UK hip hop like that. Like the brand of UK hip hop I make, my stuff. So it's just like you see reactions to it.
Okay.
From different people. Java P, big up Java is on my label. He's Portuguese, Creole, playing to the Portuguese sector of people them as well, and how they take to it and what they take out of it.
Okay.
As in what they like and how they gravitate to it. It's always different. So I like that.
Okay. Wow. All right. So let's get into 2024. You know, because we're here because we know we got some new projects on the horizon. You know, some big, like you spoke briefly on one of them that's coming, a collaboration project. But like you said, you're a very prolific man, so we know it's not just the one project dropping this year. So can you give us some insight into about what's about to come?
Okay, so let me just keep this sharp and sharp. Sly Nagger for LP's out already. It's hard copies, Bandcamp, prestigious doc Bandcamp. You can get that hard copy. It'll be out on all DSPs by the end of April. I think I'm gonna put it end of April into early May. That's the most recent with Flair Ultra just behind it. There's about a handful of these left on the website, and it's everywhere digitally. So those are the latest two.
And again, and with the limited edition cards in there as
Yeah,
well.
you get the cards with that, and if you're lucky, you might get some artwork. I done some prints, and I only gave it to like fans that got a lot of my work. And I gave them prints that were like nice prints, and I didn't even advertise it when I done the promo. I just gave it to them as a gift, and some of them messaged me like, "Whoa, it's come with some A3 poster."
Yeah.
I say that's for you.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's for you. So I gave them individual art prints like my loyal supporters, but those are the last two. Right now, me and Tesla the Ghost, my guy. We got the album coming. I've got 2 EPs coming. One with Session 600, incredible beat maker / producer and a musician as well. Yeah, he's proper. He's worked with the new guards over the years, myself and others, and stuff probably went over your head. Remember our tune 36 degrees.
Right.
This
yeah.
one sounds like, you know the track. Brown liquor on. Our banger,
That's
our
a
summer
vibe.
banger,
That's a vibe.
Degrees,
Yeah.
He produced that.
Okay.
So it's like people don't know about Session quietly doing these things from about 2012, 13, I'd say. It was just silently. But when my project with him comes out, people gonna know what he's all about.
Yeah.
That's coming, and another solo bit, and then production. I've gone into the production, and I've just scattered out a lot of work to a lot of artists. Some you know personally.
Okay.
You know, some you know of.
Right.
And I don't want to reveal those. But
Okay.
there's gonna be about 6 or 7 projects that got Bangers by Razor, BBR Productions.
Oh,
that's me.
Razor.
That's another
Okay.
fraction. Bangers by Razor's me.
Right.
You
Right.
see that come up.
Yeah.
Just to let the people know that watch this, that's me.
Okay.
The production projects are coming. I've got about, on the go, I'm not telling you what's gonna come immediately, but on the go there's about 10.
Oof, man. So just for those that are counting, we're at about 48 projects at the moment, and you don't sound like you're slowing down.
No, not at all.
And you, I'm not gonna reveal. It's up to you if you want to reveal the age, but you just had a big birthday.
Yeah, man.
And-
You have to
and-
be comfortable with your life years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, boy, like you said, you're not slowing down, man, and you're doing incredible things. And another question we generally ask you, but you kind of answered it already, like what's coming next for you as an artist? Where do you see the ceiling? Like, how much growth do you feel is yet to come from Ray Vendetta?
Artistically, as an MC, I think there will come a time where I come to that crossroads where I'm going to slow it up. Because I think lyrically, I'm giving you my soul through words and what I do. I've given a lot of that from my teenage years into now. And the birthday I reached was the midlife, the 4-0. It's righteous, man. It's righteous. It's graceful. And I feel that with that, there's a shelf life. But for what I do creatively and the whole thing in itself, I don't see an end to that.
Okay.
Whether it's that, it's artwork and illustration, whether it's me doing production stuff, whether it's me bringing through the next ones that come through. It's that I feel that there'll always be some type of place for me in this. But
Yeah.
the lyrical stuff, I don't know. Maybe it's when I don't feel like to pick up the pen no more. I don't feel inspired or motivated. So I can say now, creating the projects I'm doing now, the one on the screen before that went into sleep lock, it's like I feel the same about that as I did about making something I made in 2013.
Right.
So it's the same kind of feeling and energy. Otherwise you won't come to it.
Yeah.
Because everything starts as a seed of thought until you manifest that. So I always feel in that energy when I'm making something. It's like a new challenge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this album finished. It's a new story. It's a new journey for your listeners to take when they hear it. It's a new part of your growth, and
Yeah.
you're giving it to them.
Yeah.
You're bearing your soul to them, which I do. Because I don't talk no funny shit, man. It's all verified. I got receipts, like Kat said, for a lot of shit I said. I know a lot of MCs ain't. I got receipts for enough things I say MCs. Listen to my lyrics, break it down. There's receipts for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back to like the desire and the thirst, I don't think it will go away anytime soon. Because every time we do something new, I put it like this: a new door opens.
Yeah.
That could open 2 or 3 more doors. So where is the ceiling? If you look at it like that,
Yeah.
where is the ceiling? Until you decide that's the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the ceiling in that respect is contentment. I feel I've done what I needed to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about the thing.
That's big, man.
Yeah.
So how we usually wrap these things is the question of how do you see the Ray Vendetta legacy? So when it's all said and done.
I'm gonna keep this one short. My legacy when it's done within its music, my current series of projects is called the Legacy Agenda, funnily enough. Let me just quickly break that down. The Legacy Agenda was 5 projects. I've done the 5-Star Saga, that was 5 projects prior to that, and then I've done the Legacy Agenda, but this one was more important, legacy. Not that those weren't, but this was because it was family. The first one was my dad's son of Floyd. The second one was my kids, give my babies my entire earnings. The third one was my mum, firstborn, Sharon's firstborn, sorry. That was my mother. The one I'm releasing now, Sly and Agatha, is my grandparents. And then I got one more. I won't even tell guys who's producing that, but they're gonna be really like gassed for that. Part 5 who's producing it, and that one's gonna be the foundation.
Okay.
It's gonna be my whole family on both sides of the bloodline. I'm gonna tie it in, and yeah, that series is done.
Wow.
So like that was, I do stuff like that. As in breaking down the projects.
That's wild, man. So really and truly, if you guys, what I want you guys to really take away from this interview is the work ethic.
Yeah, man.
You know, the creativity, the desire, the bars, the artwork.
This is it, and you putting it like that. To sum it up, I'd like people to take from what they heard from me when I'm no longer doing this thing is this like prolific. When you're down for something and you love it, try and be the best at it and be inspired at it to do it all the time. If you love something, you do it all the time. I could make no money and nobody could hear anything I do. But you see the satisfaction I get out of doing what I do, because I've done it for a long time. 10,000 hours, way beyond. It's priceless to me.
Yeah.
So just for people to appreciate it and feel it, like I feel it when I'm creating it, that's enough for me, you know. Yeah, that's what I like. And the man them call me the most prolific. I never gave myself that title. Like I got receipts for that too. The guys started calling me that the most prolific. They tell, oh, you always got stuff out, Ray. Sometimes we can't check for your stuff because there's so much stuff, man. We just get drowned in it. And I understand that stuff, man. Then so whatever you gravitate to, you gravitate to. There's enough for everybody, in all kind of forms, and they will keep coming.
That's amazing, man. From Ray Vendetta, appreciate you kicking it with the Connoisseurs of Hip Hop, bro.
Thank you.
That's epic, brother.
Connoisseurs, big up the Connoisseurs. Connoisseurs, let me say my short part about Connoisseurs. I'm a social media guy, and these guys, I've had a show and have upheld it in a certain way for a lot of years now, in a way that I like, and I can mention a few others with them, but you know, I'm giving the flowers now. You know, there's only certain people I'll sit down and talk to, and I hope the people them appreciate the insight. You know, Connoisseurs come to you and love.
Love that, man. Amazing. Ray Vendetta, man. Till next time.
Salutes.
Peace.
And I don't just mean that in the literal sense. This guy's got bars for days, the billion bar mind. It's that name is apt, it's not just gas. It's my brother from Yay High, we go way back, you know. Sometimes it can be edgy. You know, we've bumped heads many a times on certain things, but that's my brother from day. And he's an inspirational figure when you talk about young rappers coming up. If you want to look at someone whose work rate is almost unrivaled, I've seen many rappers be inspired by his work rate and his work ethic and his dedication to the craft. It's an absolute pleasure to be standing alongside someone like that. You know what I mean? Born in the same month as well. That's my March brother. We march forward.
His birthday's present.
God's up.
Jeez. That's it. God's up.